said, you know what's weird, Brian? He said, for the last few months, I've actually been having dreams. And I want to be really careful. We're not kooky. We don't, don't take this down some path it shouldn't go. You look at the Bible, God speaks to people all the time through dreams. And so he says to me, I've been having dreams the last few months. But in these dreams, like I'm actually stepping up into a functional lead pastor role at Frontline. He said, I've been having these long before I knew anything about you. He said, I've just been these dreams. I'm leading the church, I'm preaching, I'm the pastor. And he tells me this right before, I'm supposed to get up here and tell you all of this. And he says, he then continues on, he says, for the last few months I've been feeling like maybe I'm kind of done in the role I'm in. Maybe I've taken this iGen pastor, experience about as far as I can. And I've more and more been feeling a call to be a lead pastor. And to step into a situation where I'm going to lead the church. But he said the weird thing is, I love Frontline. I don't feel released from this church. I love being here. I love serving with you. I love the people. I just love Frontline. And so he just barfs all this out on me. But this is what he's been feeling and wrestling with that morning. Jesus, when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane, he prays a prayer. And in his darkest moment of his exile, you remember the prayer Jesus prays? He says, Lord, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. Ruth Haley Barton calls that the prayer of indifference. The beautiful language to use to describe that prayer. Lord, take this cup from me. Here's my agenda. Here's what I want. Yet not my will, but yours be done. She calls it the prayer of indifference, and she models it this way. She says, Lord, would you make me indifferent to anything but your will? Whatever I'm white-knuckle gripped about, whatever my own agenda wants, whatever my own will, my own, whatever things I've elevated up here and made more important than need to be, God, would you just make me indifferent to anything but what you want? And when you're living life and forward, all you can do is pray the prayer of indifference. God, make me indifferent to anything but your will, and hope that at some point you're going to get on the other side of that experience and you're going to understand what you couldn't understand. So for 6 months, my journal was filled with the prayer of indifference. Over and over, I just kept praying that through all these conversations, through all this, doctor's visits. Do you know anything more? No, still no. God, make me indifferent. Just make me indifferent to anything but your will. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do is pray the prayer of indifference. And I marvel at the fact that 1 year later, we are standing here, and next week, we're going to vote as a church on a merger where Matthew would go and be the functioning lead pastor of this campus pastor of this church. He'll still come back here and preach, and I'll go down there once in a while and preach, and that kind of stuff. But you realize we weren't looking for that. Even a year ago when Matthew and I stood right there to have that conversation, this wasn't even on the radar screen. This wasn't part of the plan for this year. In fact, what happened was our executive pastor, Blake, was the one who first kind of started the conversation of, because he was involved with this other church, and what if? And then door after door after door after door after door is opened until we're standing right here, looking at this next week. I marvel. Do you realize God is opening up a door for Matthew to be a functioning lead pastor? And in the midst of that has healed me and restored me and allowed me to stand in front of you and continue to be the lead pastor of Frontline? You realize that? It's amazing. I couldn't see that a year ago. I couldn't see any of that. All you can do when you're walking through that experience is just the prayer of indifference. What Jesus modeled. Lord, just make me indifferent. I don't get this at all. I don't know why this is happening. Lord, would you make me indifferent to anything but your will? And then you trust that at some point you're going to stand on the other side of that experience and you're going to go, oh, there are things I understand now at this point of maturity that I couldn't see and I couldn't get then. But God had a purpose. And I know him better today than I did then. What does God want? I want to be your God. And I want you to be my people. I want you to know me. So here's the question I want to end with. Is there any way that you need to pray the prayer of indifference right now? if you need to pray the prayer of indifference during this time of exile that you're experiencing, is there anything that you are white knuckle gripped about? And usually for most of us it's one thing. Every one of us has one thing that we're like this with. God, you can have all of me except there's this thing. Is there anything right now that you need to say, God, make me indifferent to anything but your will? This is hard to do. And trust that at some point you're going to be able to look back and understand it. In days to come, God says, you will understand this. Not right now. It's not for you to understand right now. In days to come, you will. Okay. Is that you? To close today, I know probably that's a question you have to wrestle with for a little while, even beyond the service, but I'd love to close today with a benediction. I'm going to ask you to stay seated, not stand, because Matthew's going to come up, and there's one more little thing we want to just mention as we close today. But as you stay seated, I'd love to just speak a blessing over you if you receive this. My brothers and sisters, may you stop believing in the God that protects us from suffering and pain and exile. And may you come to know the God who is bigger than any suffering or pain or exile you will ever endure. And may you be blessed as you know him. Everyone who received that said.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. Just wanted to mention two more things really quickly while we're seated. Is the first thing, Lori mentioned in the video that there's an event happening next weekend called Discover Frontline, and that event is for new people or people who've been coming here but are unconnected. And so you don't have to be brand new. It's just people who want to know more about what's happening and want to get further connected into what's happening here. So there are still a couple spots left for Discover Frontline, so we want to make sure you know that. You can still sign up for it. This microphone's still on. That's awesome. Joke's on you, Brian. At least he wasn't in the bathroom. So, these barn doors are going to open up, and you can go to the orange wall and you can get signed up at the orange wall. Please take time to do that. When we have lots of guests, lots of visitors, that is the place to do it, so make sure to go to the orange wall. The second thing that Lori also mentioned that we just wanted to give you a little more info about is when you sat down, you should have seen a small group card. This gives the available options that we have for the summer. And we've never done a semester like this in the summer. We've always offered one or two different kind of class options. But there's been a lot of people coming, a lot of guests, or a lot of people who are saying, hey, I want to make Frontline my home, and you're new. And so we wanted to offer a little more than what we've done in the past to help with the amount of people that are coming. And so we're offering a semester that we have 10 options for. And so please take seriously getting connected in a small group this summer. It's a 4-week window, starting the week, it's actually the week of June 12th or so. So anyway, please take that chance to do that. You can get signed up at the green wall when you go out, so orange wall, Discover Frontline, green wall to get signed up for small groups. Last semester for small groups, all told, everybody included. This would be attendees, leaders, childcare staff, childcare, all of that stuff. We had somewhere like 770 people connected with small groups. And so I say that to say that if you are not in a small group, you are in the minority here at Frontline. Stay connected, get connected here. We are not a church with small groups, we are a church of small groups. Sound good? Cool, and so, go sign up at the green wall and have a great day. Take care, God bless.